is up, all my dorks, nerds, geeks, and gamers? It's your host Ghost here, and today we're going to be talking about Loki, episodes 4 and 5 of the series. Episode 4, we're going to hop right in. We're going to start right off. This is entitled the Nexus Event. This is the event where we are back on Lamentis, the planet where the Ark got destroyed, and Sylvie and Loki are still stuck there. And so they're kind of pondering how they're going to get out of the situation. They kind of give up and they kind of sit down and relax and accept that they may die here and this may be the end for them. But just then they have this romantic spark between both of them where they almost kiss, and then boom, that's what opens the portal to the TVA, and they bring them back in. They capture Loki and Sylvie because that's what caused a branch in their reality. So when two Lokis have a relationship, it causes a branch reality. I don't know if that's all Lokis or if that's just Loki and Sylvie, and that's just how their special relationship is. But we know that Loki and Sylvie were meant to be together for a reason, and what that reason is yet, we don't know, but we are building towards it. So yeah, they get off Lamentis, they are saved from that. At this episode, Loki gets separated from Sylvie. Sylvie goes and talks to the director of the TVA, where Loki talks to Mobius. Loki ends up getting locked into a time cell, where it's one of his worst memories played over and over again, which is Lady Sif coming in and yelling at him, and beating him up a little bit, and then walking away over and over and over again, until he finally learns his lesson. And that's when it really clicks in for Loki that, hey, you know what? Everyone at the TVA is a variant. Sylvie was telling the truth. Everyone's a variant, and he needs to get it out there that the Time Lord is a liar, and that there could be more than just three. It could just be one guy pulling the strings in sinister ways. And Loki's kind of piecing this together. He has to tell Mobius this. He tells Mobius this. And Mobius is kind of thrown off by it, but he kind of believes him. He's got that sense of dread, and he kind of believes what Loki's saying. So Mobius goes and meets with the director, and even then, Mobius starts to get a little bit of that undertones of something sinister going on. So Mobius basically ends up deciding to team up with Loki and let him try to free Sylvie, so that way they can confront the Time Lords and try to fix this mess that they've got themselves in with the TVA. But at the same time, the director is not having it. She confronts Mobius and Loki. Just then, Mobius decides to prune himself with the stick. Or no, he gets pruned by the TVA, prune him. And then Loki loses it, so Loki and Sylvie break out of the TVA. They go after the Time Lords. They take the elevator all the way up where the dictator is waiting for, or the director is waiting for them as well. They do confront the Time Lords, where Sylvie and Loki have a fight with the TVA and the director. And in that time, they destroy the three robotic Time Lords. They are shown to be these three robotic Time Lords, very much in the same vein as the Wizard of Oz, where there's someone pulling the strings. It's the same thing here. So Loki and Sylvie just try to destroy the three robots and try to find the real Time Lord. Just then, Loki goes to save Sylvie from the director's prune attack. He gets pruned himself, and we don't know if he dies or not. All we know is it just leaves off there with him being pruned. We do get an after-credits scene of Loki waking up and seeing three different variant versions of Loki, one of them being an alligator. It's one of the coolest post-credits scene in any MCU show so far. Very good episode, a nice setup episode, very fast-paced, kept you guessing, kept you on your seat. So this one I give it 8 out of 10, very solid, good writing, good action. A few missteps with some of the emotional character moments and stuff like that, but it works overall for what the story arc they're trying to tell for the Loki character and the Sylvie character and what they're trying to do with the MCU in the future. So yeah, 8 out of 10 on episode 4. Moving on to episode 5. This is Journey into Mystery, named after the comic book itself, the Loki comic book, Thor comic book. So yeah, this is a whole episode of Loki dealing with Lokis and his other variants. They are at the end of time where this creature, I don't remember the name of the creature, forgive me. I know it is a comic book monster, but it is a big smoke monster and he basically eats things at the end of time. He's basically the end of time that consumes everything, so there's no other place to go after that. So yeah, he's there. And basically it's Loki teaming up with these three different versions of Loki. One is a version with Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. One is a version of Kid Loki who killed Thor. One is Alligator Loki, and one is Classic Loki and his giant horns and mystical magic and grandiose kind of gestures and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a whole episode of that. At the same time, we find out Mobius is still alive. We find out Sylvie is still alive. Mobius and Sylvie kind of team up to find Loki. While Loki's still dealing with all the drama of being in the middle of all these other Lokis, power tripping, and trying to get control of what's going on in the first place. So then they find this monster, they team up with Sylvie and Mobius, and the Lokis and Sylvie and Mobius end up enchanting the monster to open the portal to the Realm of Realms, or the End of Time, where the official Time Lord is. So they end up succeeding after some great, amazing action sequences. If you guys have not seen any episode of Loki yet, episode 5 is the one to watch. It is very, very amazing, very well done. I even give this one a 10 out of 10 episode. Very good episode. I love all the FX. I love all the action. I love all the characters, how they interact with each other. Even Loki meeting other versions of Loki and how different they can be while still being Loki was a good indicator of where the MCU is going to take the multiverse and how they're going to treat some of these characters. So I'm very excited to see how Loki ends and where the series is going to go off from here. But that was episode 5. I give it a 9 out of 10. So that was 2 episodes we reviewed, the Nexus event and a Journey into Mystery. 2 very good episodes. Make sure you guys check them out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Let me know down below what other shows you'd like to see me cover on Dorkston Movie Minute. And keep it right here on Dorkston. I've been your host, Ghost. Adios, guys.